Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Cutting a promo, ladies and gentlemen, and what a promo it's gonna be. It's yeah. Just when we had hope, just when we were sitting there and we were feeling it, we had it. Keith and I had it. We were in the mix. We were going, wow. We're probably at the renaissance of what wrestling. It was going back to, maybe touching down on the intricacies of storylines, building superstars, building a product, making sure that the fans are appreciated and recognized. And then shit happens. Shit fucking happens. In case you guys don't know, got our boy kicking in with the Keith, dropping in from Shea and Sons, and talk about the shit falling out from underneath us. That Mets season, huh? Oof.
Wow. Oh man, there was a casket match in baseball. You're watching it.
What a reference! What a reference!
Pretty bleak right now for them, man. Pretty bleak.
What's going on? What do you think is the real truth? I mean, we've had, commentary, we've had individuals on Wrestle media sites, group pages and such, and even you and I have shared our thoughts on what do you think happened? What's going on with just, all right, let's just isolate WWE, because that's where the real heartache is happening at. What's happening with WWE?
I think they're detaching themselves from the wrestling fan. And I think they're doing it slowly, unfortunately, for the dollar, which I'm not mad at it, truly, because I understand business is a business, but I also understand like authenticity towards the art of wrestling. And the art of wrestling is a beautiful thing. But you can't, I could curse on here, right? I could curse on here, right?
Please. We originated that shit.
Wrestling fans are the kings of bullshitters. So you can't bullshit a bullshitter, right? I mean, you could get the easy pop, you could get the kids and everything, but for the real smart fan that will tap in and really engage in your product and support your product, you're losing that fan. And I think they're losing them slowly. And I feel like, doing everything for the pomp and circus and the cheap, pop for random, entrance or whatever, it kind of just, at some point, there's no substance, and then it won't carry that same sort of emotion. And, I remember there were times where I would hear Cody's music and I would just lose my mind, right? Now it's like, all right, brother, what we doing? Like, what's up? Same for like Rhea. And it's just like, there's just nothing that I feel I can attach myself to. I would say right now the company is trying to establish themselves as a true sporting exercise, I guess, like trying to make it seem like they're on the same level as an entity like the NFL or something like that, or UFC. They're doing that, and you can't really do that in wrestling. You kind of have to also acknowledge the fact that even though we don't really accept the whole F word, meaning fake, we love to live in fantasy. That's the F word we live in. That's the word that we choose to believe in. And I just feel like they're trying to make something way too authentic, and it doesn't need to be. It's professional wrestling. Like, you can book, like, I've seen Kenny Omega literally wrestle in like a chair or something, or a doll, like, and it worked. Like, you don't have to. You don't even need to keep records at some point. Shout out AEW for that. Like, we don't need to do like anything like that. This is so simple, but it just feels that, like, the perfect example, and like, to me, it's not even like the guys who are like part-time or stuff like that. To me, the perfect example is like Triple H trying to remind everybody that they broke this gate, or they had this many retweets or this many likes. And that's not what I grew up enjoying wrestling. It's not. And I understand you have to announce it because you want to remind everybody how great your product is. But, there's always, I feel like there's more frustration with the week-to-week product than there's ever been since Triple H has, taken reign. Because it feels very like 2017, 18-ish all over again. And it's not a good look for Triple H. Now, there's an incredible roster on his hands, maybe the best they've ever had. And I mean that in terms of true talent. You can go down that roster, and I know we lived through some of the most glorious eras of wrestling. We probably take it too much for granted looking at how shit is booked now, but that roster can do unlimited things in an unlimited era, in my opinion. This is an era where you can do things that they couldn't do way back in the day. And even though, you can't say a lot of things, you can still do a lot of things. There's ways to get creative, and I just feel like creativity has gone out the window and authenticity has entered. And I just feel like we want to mirror that blurred area, that gray area a little bit. We don't need to reveal that gray area to be, oh, this is a real thing. No, it doesn't need to be a real thing. It totally can be acknowledged as entertainment, along with it being a sporting event. So it's just a little frustrating for me as a fan. As Red gets his setup back together right now, I would sit. Okay, I just making sure. I just personally think that the longer we kind of go down this route, the longer me and you, maybe we've already done this internally, the more people like me and you have to readjust what we're watching, because I felt like this is almost too different. It's almost like to a point where, like, predictability is okay sometimes. This is getting like real lazy. This is getting super, super lazy. And I don't agree with it. And then the wrestling too, like the wrestling aspect of telling a story is almost becoming a lost art. And it's very, very heartbreaking, because I don't need blood. I don't need table. I don't. I've told you this many of times. I just need you to make sense in there. And there's not a lot of people that make sense in there. People could talk all they want about Seth Rollins. He makes sense in the ring. People could talk all they want about Cody Rhodes. He makes sense in the ring. But often than not, when I'm watching an up-and-coming talent get put in positions that I need them to make sense in, it doesn't make sense in. So it's very frustrating.
I don't know if that's the talent or if that's what is being given to them from the back.
But Red, at some point, if you were Braun Breaker and you start seeing Bronson Reed kind of elevate a little bit above you, it's not a beef towards Bronson Reed. It's almost like, guys, what are we doing here? Don't tell me my time is coming. I don't need to hear that. I need to, bro, he's losing almost thankfully they won at Wrestlepalooza. But other than that, they're losers, and they don't really I don't feel a future with these people. You know what I'm saying? You got to put your foot down or something. I don't know.
No, I get that, but at the same time, the wrestlers put themselves in jeopardy by doing that in certain instances.
Fair.
It goes to say that business-wise, the floor is being shifted around to, like you mentioned, favor the dollars as opposed to the fan base and what is logical to what we would believe is the essence of the story. I always compare it to, like I said, perfect writers for wrestling should be from comic books. They should be the ones that sit there and know the balance of the battle of good and evil. And even then, certain times,
absolutely,
those stories get convoluted and stuff. But at the same time, you could get them retconned. You can make certain stories canon. And here with WWE, they were on track for that. They had something going. The old man was gone. They started clicking. Everything was starting to fall into place. We started seeing superstars that were getting elevated. We started seeing guys that were being acknowledged as the fan favorites. We were seeing that we could cross storylines and make other angles that'll branch out later on down the line to make sense when they have to battle, at a future event and such. It was happening. It was there. And then all of a sudden, deals were happening. Netflix got into play. We got ESPN now. We're making deals overseas, and now all of a sudden are we just gonna put the faces of the company on the card and not give a shit about anybody else that's there? We lost the way on the track. We've almost forgot that. Yeah, fake is not the word to use. Fantasy, yes, I get that. That's even better. But at the same time, is it funds that you need? You have enough fucking money, and not to say to clock anybody's pockets, but you think about it. The fan base will start to provide more for you, more attention, more looks, if you are able to provide and give them something. Did you see the fucking ticket prices for upcoming events?
Yeah.
Front row.
Yeah.
On the floor.
Yeah.
Close to $10,000.
Yeah.
You're phasing out a demo.
Yep.
And what's the point of doing that? Real wrestling fans are blue collar workers, salt of the earth, people who will sit back at a bar in their house, kicking their feet up with their kids or with their friends or their loved ones, surrounding the TV, cheering for their favorite wrestlers and such. Not the fucking business types. It's like you said, it's becoming sports. It's becoming legitimate sports. It reminds me of, if you go to, let's say, in comparison to in basketball, you go to the Thunder games compared to New York. Thunder games, you have more of a chance to see, hometown people in the better seats and such. They cater to that environment. There's a lot of that college essence. Whereas the Garden, they're at fucking Club MSG. It's only the elite could be at courtside. And now WWE has now become that crew. But have they really garnered that much of a celebrity or following in the entertainment world to believe that they could have that same feeling, that same essence?
Even if they didn't, they'll try to make people believe they did.
Right. It's the hard sell. It's the feeling as though that we've cracked that barrier. We've brought it. It's almost as though that you were that person that was so anti-establishment, anti-business, anti-people. Then you started hanging out with fucking celebrity types at the 40/40 club or whatever, and he was like, "Oh shit, they're not that bad. This is actually pretty cool. I could be in this circle too."
Absolutely.
Is the word selling out? Now they've been sold out. Please, that shit's been gone. But
I think it's more of an identity crisis, personally.
It can be. It can be looked as though as an identity crisis. I can see that. I'm just it's sad because anybody who would be anybody now, this is the right and prime time to start getting people back into wrestling. We had a beautiful boom when people started seeing, wrestling, especially WWE on, NBC. It was on Channel 4, right? And you had the accessibility if you had the Peacock network to watch it there, and especially when they were on Fox 5, when it was on the SmackDown was there. People were starting to click over a little bit more. Yeah. Now you're phasing everybody out to squeeze a dollar. You're popping a pimple on Lincoln's face on that penny just to get more. How does this help? And how does this benefit the wrestling fans? It doesn't. But at the same time, they're paying for this shit. How? How are you still paying for this? But you're crying That eggs are fucking expensive. This is crazy.
They'll stop paying for it when it starts getting to the point where like if they get to a point where they have a Hell in a Cell match where there's a disqualification, they'll stop paying for it.
Gonna bring in Whole Milk Mike. He's chopping and he was in backstage. Mike is chopping. What's good, Mike?
What
Good, how you doing, everybody?
What's going on?
Mike, were you hearing us backstage? Did you get to hear what we were talking about?
Oh, Keith just brought up a disqualification Hell in a Cell. Do you not remember Seth Rollins versus The Fiend?
That was the reference.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm saying like people who were paying $10,000 to sit front row will stop paying it when they see a Hell in a Cell match in red lights with a disqualification to happen again. Because it'll happen again, something stupid along those lines.
Listen, I don't want to make it political, but I just want to draw the reference to it as we saw recently what occurred on with ABC and Disney and such, and all of a sudden they had to retract. And I mentioned, I said, listen, we got to start hitting them where it hurts, money wise. The money's got to be the one that if you start to showing them that, I'm not paying for this shit.
Red.
There's shit you gave us. Fucking Wrestlepalooza. Jesus.
Red.
Bro.
There's two instances in my lifetime where I saw two sporting teams that I love dearly had a complete 180 within a year because nobody went to the stadium or park. I saw it twice, two different sports, and that is the factor. When you start seeing people not at these events, that's why they don't. That's another thing. They don't hold live events either. They barely hold them anymore, and there's another reason why they do what they do. But when people stop showing up and people stop paying those absurd prices, like you guys are saying, it'll rearrange.
Mike, when you look at it in comparison, and not to say that AEW's shining and doing any much better, where the case may be, but at least with them, there's a recognition like, all right, we know we're not going to squeeze every droplet of fundings you have in your wallet or your savings or checkings account. But, there is some kind of recognition that, hey, we got to get the fan base into these buildings and such. With their method, do you see them, probably in a year or so being able to fill in the arenas that WWE's been filling?
I mean, look at the past year for them. They've been running small venues, and most of the time it works for them because they were running the big buildings before, and all those pictures of like half the side of the arena was gone or nobody was there because They just ran the 2300 arena like 4 weeks in a row for a whole month, so it all sold out too. So, I think AEW eventually will go back to the bigger size arenas, but it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna go back to the normal for AEW then, because I think the smaller venues are what works for them.
I like the smaller venues,
and then the big venues for the pay-per-views is pretty much what everybody wants.
Yeah, the smaller venues they work because at that In all honesty, it's more intimate. That fan base is stronger. You still have to tweak certain things that are happening in that machine. I heard the merchandise is slightly getting better. It's not as bad as it was before. Being able to sell tickets is a little bit more easier and such. But I still believe that there's with each promotion, there's always a hiccup that's going on. And after what we just seen with this debuting episode on ESPN, in which they sat there and they told fans, hey, don't worry. If you have cable and your cable provider has ESPN and you have ESPN on your plan, you're good. I have ESPN on my plan. You know what I didn't get? Wrestlepalooza. So what are we doing here?
What plan you have? What
I have my Fios plan, which has ESPN.
That's
and
crazy.
I went through every avenue possible. I linked into my Fios account through ESPN. I tried to link it to my. They were immediately pushing you to go through the Disney app so that you can get the ultimate. That's what they were going for.
Oh damn!
So
I got lucky. I have Hulu, and it was just right there. But I heard people have trouble trying to find it.
Okay, I have Hulu as well. I didn't see that shit there either.
You have Hulu Live TV?
No, I have yeah. See, and that's what I'm saying. It's you're jumping through hoops to go through.
Yeah.
Why are we going?
People were begging Peacock to fucking put that pay-per-view on that streaming service.
Remember when fucking WWE first was on Peacock? We were fucking saying, "Get this shit out of here!" Now we're like, "Please take them back, take them back."
Peacock was dope, man.
I mean, give us the network back. I mean,
Even
there was
that.
nothing wrong with it.
I
had I had a better fucking reception in fucking streaming on the Bad Bunny concert than I did with fucking that shit.
Because I mean, the network, they were charging everybody $9.99, but if legitimately, if they charged maybe like $15.99, people would still buy it, and I think people would still take it because you know what, the service was quality. It was perfect quality.
It was shilling just to get ESPN that fucking bump in their subscriptions. Their subscriptions is going to shit as well. ESPN is not a fucking viewable network anymore. Everybody watches ESPN on clips. They see fucking sound bites. You get a certain show here and there that you'll probably watch, and you catch a Sports Center maybe at the end of the night just to catch up on shows or whatever. But even still, they're a dying fucking breed as well, and they thought that this was gonna be a bump for them. But you're fucking telling everybody you got to pay $30 for this shit, and it's like fuck off.
I knew it was over when Stephen A. Smith said Goldberg is the best wrestler ever. That's when I knew it was over.
Oh god.
Wow. By the way, come on. You don't think that WWE wasn't pissed that fucking Bunny ran that show against fucking WrestleMania? I mean,
that's WWE's fault because WWE tried to counter program with AEW because there was no such thing as a Wrestlepalooza about 2 months ago, but that Bad Bunny thing been scheduled, so they fucked themselves, But
they shot themselves in the foot.
They absolutely did. Yep.
I wonder if they're gonna bring him back.
Yeah, like remember when you counter programmed us, but it's also like assholes. You counter programmed the other wrestling companies, so like nobody told you to do that. AEW did the smart thing and ran earlier in the day. You assholes still ran at 7, and then you gave us Cena and Brock.
And we know that
fun, wasn't it?
We knew that All Out was gonna bleed into fucking Wrestlepalooza anyway, but you went, hey, guess what, guys? Cena versus Brock is the first match up on the card, and everybody went, okay.
It was so amazing to see Jack Perry on one screen and CM Punk on the other. It was like, oh my god, God really knows what people want to see.
The whole essence of it. Keith, before we went on, you said you had a promo that you wanted to cut on somebody, right?
Oh man, I mean, I don't know, like, what's wrong with me wanting to like let off these emotions on someone who don't know I exist, but I really get frustrated at the fact that Triple H just thinks. I just think Triple H, honestly, like, I had a lot of respect for the dude. I really did. I kind of was very optimistic. I was very willing, as a subscriber, as a fan. I've always been a little bit of a Triple H fan myself, but it's worn me out, honestly. It's worn me, and I'm not even talking about the booking today. Today is what I'm talking about. Today, Tuesday, September 23rd. I see John Cena yesterday. I didn't watch Raw. First Raw, I said I'm not going to watch. I didn't want to watch Raw. I was a little mad. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just vibe out. I was playing FIFA. I didn't watch Raw. Of course, I don't watch it. And I hear it's good. Of course. But then I see John Cena is out here tweeting AJ Styles. I'm like, all right, bet. That doesn't make any sense, but I like it because nothing makes any sense anymore. So cool, whatever. And then today, I see AJ Styles respond to John, and it's like, let's do it. And I'm like, ooh, cool. Maybe they do it in New York, maybe Boston, maybe it's the last match. I don't know, whatever. I'm over here like, all right, cool, whatever. And I put it literally to the side of my like mind, and I didn't think nothing of it. And I swear to you, maybe 15, 20 minutes passed, and I saw this piece of shit of graphic art come out and said, John Cena, AJ Styles at Clash at Paris. And then, top it off, I see John Cena over here telling the world, the fans made it happen, and thank you for Triple H for listening, and oh my goodness, Triple H made it happen because you made it happen. Then I see Triple H respond in a retweet, you guys are the reason why this, and I'm just sitting here like, you know what? That's it. I've had enough. Because Jay, Mike, me, others, people who are associated with Turnbuckle Tabloid, people we grew up with, whatever. We grew up during an era of wrestling where we sat down and we could predict everything left and right, whatever. And whether it made sense or not, somehow it was a part of a storyline. I am seeing shit being thrown at a wall weekly on social media to get a kick out of the likes and the retweets. And that to me is not wrestling. And I see them using John Cena as a barometer for that. It almost makes me worry when this retirement tour is over, what lengths they're gonna go to, because I'm gonna be the first one to say it. This retirement tour will not end in December. I almost can guarantee it because they're getting exactly what they want from it. No fucking build, no fucking story, and they're gonna. I guarantee you both. John Cena's wrestling at WrestleMania 42. Almost guarantee it because they're gonna use social media as some sort of like a measuring stick to get a pop out of what could or could not happen, and I hate that. And it just drove me up a wall today seeing that. And then I put my phone down, and then my boy comes to my floor on my job. It's like, we're getting AJ and John. I'm like, where? What are you talking about? He goes, look. And I look, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck Triple. That was my first reaction. I was like, fuck Triple H. I couldn't even be happy. There's a match I want to see. I want to see that. To me, that should be their last match. It should be. Why? Why am I getting it in Australia with kangaroos and 7-foot feet spiders? Like, what the fuck does it mean to be in Australia? What after he just another thing? He gets obliterated by Brock Lesnar. Okay. Okay. Are we following up with that? Or
time to move on?
Okay. He came back to wrestle Brock for what? For ES? Like none of it. Even if they tried to make something out of it, I'm back on my mind. I'm smelling a Cena team versus Lesnar team at War Games. I'm smelling it, and I kind of hope it doesn't happen. But part of me is also like, just this is the way we're going with this dude. Like, come on, give me a break, man.
Well,
Mike.
hold on. I just want to address some of his points.
But this is what I'm gonna lead you into, Mike. Didn't we beat John Cena before? Like, didn't we have this already?
Yeah. Well, obviously it was so great that we need to do it. I mean, first of all, where Keith just pretty much hit all the points. Where today it was pretty much John Cena took to Twitter and said, "You know what? I've had enough of this horrible booking. I want to book my own fucking match. And if Triple H looks at it and sees it, go for it." So
that shit is so stupid.
He probably forced Triple H's hand and said, "Listen, everything that's been going on has sucked until this point at SummerSlam. Where let's be fair, he had 2 banger matches with Cody and Logan Paul, and then of course he has this shit one with Brock. So we need to make up for it. Who's the next best wrestler on the roster that Cena can work with? AJ Styles. What's he currently doing? Fighting people in American mass, the people that are never from this country.
Correct.
So next week on Raw, he has a tag match, and then he goes, "Oh, by the way, everybody in Australia, I'm going to fight John Cena one final time." Like, okay, thank you for sharing that, AJ. But then, of course, we know, like, they're lying. Cena and Brock are going to be in the ring one final time. It's
100%.
It's going to be with this team Roman first. They're going to pick this War Games All-Star team.
100%.
Where, like, our captain's probably going to be Cody. It's going to be, like, with Drew and Brock joining the Vision just for one night. And then you got Roman and Cena team up with Cody and the Usos, like some kind of mix of that bullshit.
So it's just one big fucking circle jerk. So that everybody can sit there and get their fucking rocks off and not give a fuck about logic and fucking reasoning.
Because they're gonna tell you, look how many people we had, the largest gate in Australia history for any sporting event. Look how many likes and retweets, how many views we got. That's what's gonna happen.
I mean,
at the end of the day, people are gonna look at TK and say he knows how to book a retirement tour.
I mean, listen, since we already leading into it, let's just do a rundown of Wrestlepalooza and just get this shit out of the way, because this was just annoying as hell. So kicking it off the show, we had, of course, what we saw, what was the Rip Cena's fucking, I guess, legacy with Lesnar. We had John Cena versus Brock Lesnar to open
No pants ripped in this, by the way. No,
thank you.
Thank the Lord.
Thanks for no peep shows.
Mind you, this is the one match where John Cena decides, let me bring out a bunch of kids for my entrance. I was hoping Brock Lesnar ran up and just scared those children away.
And after a SmackDown in which a lot of people were hitting me up, and there were a lot of posts about it had a great opening. Everybody was enjoying the whole Brock Lesnar coming out, and Corey Graves getting F5 and such. It was a great pop for them. And then we get this opening match, and why Cena? Why? Apparently, Cena was the one who made this call to say, "Yeah, I need Brock to go out there and fucking destroy me." What the fuck is this? What is this?
I knew the match was shit when he brought out all those little white babies and none of them were black or brown. That's why I knew the match was shit. That's what I knew the match was shit. But I mean, I don't really know what to say about the match.
Is there black and brown Cena fans? Is there really?
I mean, it could have been one little Habibi in the stands or something, talking about
he was hiding in the back because he knew.
Was
out there.
It just, I honestly, I would have preferred, and I know this take has gone a little viral, but I agree with it. There's a take out there saying that if you were gonna do this to John Cena, why have him get up and walk out? Like, why? If he was going to get obliterated, two things should have happened. I've heard this take, and I agree with it. Should have been put on a stretcher. All right, cool. All right, I could live with that. Or the one that I really love, and Baron Corbin said it. And this to me is an incredible take. Mm-hmm. You should have had other baby faces come to his aid to help him get out of that ring. You should have had Randy. You should have had AJ. You should have had Cody, and trying to pick up the legend that is John Cena, and him realizing like, oh my God, maybe I can't get to December. Maybe I was in over my head. And then we're all of us are like, okay, now we're on something. But now he got up, he did his salute, and then he bounced. Thanks, ESPN.
Or if you wanted to put a new star over and if Brock's back for WrestleMania season, and you want to tease a match, maybe send out like a Gunther or Jacob Fatu, just like to stare him down.
Something.
I mean, because where the fuck is Jacob Fatu right now?
Good question.
He's missing.
I thought I heard reports that he was dealing with nagging injuries, but nothing was clear with that. And at the same time, I've been mentioning for the longest time, and I said, the only way that this company is going to progress, and I think, and this is where they're afraid of, this is what they're scared of, is that they got to let the old guard move on. They got to let the old guard start to leave. Cena's going. AJ's teasing retirement himself. Right. Roman is going to be fucking Akuma in Street Fighter, and he's liking the Hollywood look with his veneers and shit. So he's going to be going. Punk doesn't.
Randy's almost done.
Randy's almost done as well. And that's
the women too.
Huh?
The women too. I mean, Nikki and AJ.
And how long does Seth got? We're looking at that as well. How long does Seth have? So we're looking at the change.
He's if they weren't pushing him the way they were pushing him, he would be 1 foot out.
Yeah, and
you really think so?
Because I think he really wants to pursue a career with calling NFL games, the Bears.
That and the fact that he has like really big injuries that fucking took him out.
Yeah, I mean that too. I mean, I think everybody alludes to him maybe eventually booking and shit, which whatever, I guess. But I think he really he's always on NFL Network. Like the dude is always there. So I'm like, he's probably gonna be one of those analysis talking about the Bears or whatever. Maybe he calls a game. He does the Tom Brady, Gronkowski, and the booth, whatever shebang. I really think that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, and we don't want wrestlers wrestling forever. We know the total say, but at the same time, this is the moment where we should be developing.
Hell yes,
fresh faces.
Absolutely, Dominic Mysterio, man.
Look at the Wrestlepalooza card. The only ones in this card that were, the fresh faces were Braun Breaker, Stephanie Vergara, EO, possibly, if you want to put in there, and maybe, if not Bronson. Everybody else is like if not damn near 40. Like,
yeah.
So
it's true.
We got
very true.
Yeah, we got to start elevating our wrestlers and start believing the fact that, hey, this got to move on.
Well, let's be fair here. It's not just it was not just a Triple H problem. It was a Vince problem too. Remember, a lot of those shows, he always called on Undertaker, Goldberg, all those fucking old names that would come on these shows, and a lot of the young guys, Ziggler, like whatever people you liked back then, they're always not being used on the shows. And look at them now.
They have, in my opinion, they have superstar potential in Montez Ford. Superstar potential, and he's tagging with DeMarcus Cousins.
Damn. Well, also too,
Dawkins is not bad though. He's actually got a lot.
I like Dawkins. He did, Mike. He did get better, but I mean, Montez Ford, I think, can be in front of a PLE. I really do feel
absolutely.
Yeah, and
there's that right now company needs tag teams for a tag division that they want to push, and they're teasing a breakup with them already.
And there's no need to do the cliche "I hate you now" breakup. We could break up amicably. We could just break up and say, "Listen, we had our run. It's time for
bro." They could just be like, "Yo, you know what? I got your back. You got my back. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do you do that." You know, that's it. They didn't gotta do nothing.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah,
have the draft split them up.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, I know that's another problem too. Just at this point, everybody's been on both shows that there's no point in doing a draft.
You got a better chance of getting drafted to fight in Ukraine than to see the WWE get their draft correct.
I mean, with the NXT calls too, you have to be hopeful for guys like Trick Williams, Oba Fenby, Devon Evans, like a lot of those guys that have like big star potential. Especially why
would we call them up if we can't get the ones that are on the card?
I was just about to say that.
We can't even do that.
They're TNA heroes right now. That's how I view them.
Yeah, please. That's another cutting up promo.
I call them TNA saviors. That's what I call them because they're saving TNA while just chilling in NXT. Because if they get called up to SmackDown, they'll end up. You won't even see them.
Yeah,
meanwhile they're saving TNA and stealing Joe Hendry at the same time.
Yeah, that's a beautiful cutting up promo coming up soon. But speaking of tag teams, we're gonna lead into the Vision going up against the Usos and
it's truly amazing. You give yourself a concussion with a chair.
This was overbooked severely, and I it bothers me, but it doesn't when Jimmy Uso is carrying like talent like this. It kind of crawls under my skin that Jimmy Uso is the one carrying the whole
Big Jim.
And I love Big Jim. I actually think he's my favorite Uso. But the point is that he's doing Lord's work with some of this booking in terms of like in ring booking, I guess. But I just thought it was overbooked. I don't know. I don't really feel this whole like angry Jey Uso stuff. I thought some spots were good. I think Bronson Reed to me is elevating way past Braun Breaker, and I think that's a bad look. And I don't think it's a bad look because I dislike Bronson Reed, because I actually am in love with Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed is fucking cool as shit. But for the WWE, their diamond, I don't know. Maybe their diamond is a little, dinged up or whatever. But I feel like Bronson Reed right now is awesome. Jey Uso, I don't know how the hell did that happen. I've watched it 1,000 times. I mean, I honestly don't know how he got his own fucking head open. But God bless him for it, because it will only happen to Jey Uso.
Just another fun clip for Botchamania.
It just felt like an overbooked mess, guys. Honestly, I was glad it was over when it was over.
The minute this match was made, I was like, "Oh, it's a SummerSlam rematch," except for Roman, you have Jimmy Uso, and then like the last minute, they had LA Knight as the referee. Which meanwhile, that's been the feud going into the show: Jey Uso versus LA Knight. Meanwhile, it's like. Braun Breaker is supposed to be the face or like one of the potential main eventers for the next couple of years. And
LA Knight was the most invisible guest referee I think I've ever saw, and that is crazy to me.
And I was gonna say that because I was gonna say, like, okay, you've probably booked this weeks ahead, and made it look like he just threw himself in there, but. You did exactly what it was that it looked like. You made him look like he just got there to do that, and it was irrelevant. It made no sense for any of this to happen with him to be there.
He should have interfered in the match and accidentally cost Jay and Jimmy the match. That's what he should have done. But whatever, they wanted him in there looking like a failed Gap model. Whatever.
Remember when this guy got over years ago?
Brother, he's technically still over, but they
Yeah.
don't know how to do anything with him.
They
It's
book
actually
him to
kind of
lose.
sad. Yeah.
And he's another one in his 40s. Like, bro,
Well,
get him now before fucking it's done. It's over.
I have no desire to see him join the Vision. He just needs to be a heel on his own, like just a heel asshole at this point for me.
I'm almost at the point where I'm tired of him because they keep just doing the same thing.
I mean, Jay's doing the same shit too, and I'm annoyed with him. I mean, it was nice to hear the old Usos team. Thank God it wasn't the main event Jay theme.
Well, they did switch it, but
Right.
whatever. But I agree. I was happy to hear that. I also think too, like Jey Uso, man. What a year! If you really look at the year, man. What a
Royal
year.
Rumble winner, main eventer, and WrestleMania opener.
And
Wins the title.
yeah.
It's almost like that
Oof.
like a scene from a Disney TV show and go like, wow, what a year. And you hear like and you just look at the retrospect of what happened and it's all like 5 seconds. And it's then he like, yeah, what a year.
And now they're teasing Uso versus Uso again.
This is the other thing too. Broken
the other one being heel.
records. You know what happens when you beat a dead horse? The horse stays dead. Nothing happens. You keep beating
it doesn't come back up.
No. Jesus. This is what I'm saying. Story arcs. Let's open it up. Wait. Next up. Wow. I mentioned it. I said it on the prediction show that Mike and I did, and sure enough, it came true. But
the only wrestling match on the card, by the way.
Exactly. That actually fucking mattered. And you know what? When I went back to look at Wrestlepalooza, this was the only one I cared to watch again. And I fast forward just to see this match again.
And it was so fucking good.
Io Sky versus Stephanie Bakura. And I tell you, I know that there were people who were saying, thank God Io didn't win. But at the same time, they said, thank God these women were on the match. They were on the card. Because my Lord, how is it that, and not to be sexist or anything, but Jesus Christ, these women had a fucking match that was probably better than probably the last fucking 3-4 months of wrestling we've seen in WWE.
Brother,
it's ridiculous.
WWE this year has been carried by these women. That card that they had, the women's card, is specific. Io's the wrestler of the year, my eyes. What was the female card that they had recently?
Revolution.
To me, I haven't had that much fun, and I thought that was gonna be a snooze fest. That shit was incredible.
That show's definitely gonna be like show of the year.
Yep. Yes, and the triple threat they had at WrestleMania, still, oh my god! And then the triple threat that they had at SummerSlam, banger. Like these women all year. Look at Naomi's heel turn. You know, like just look at like even though Liv has missed some time, just stuff. Look at what the girls are doing in Liv's absence with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxy, and you look at Lyra. Holy shit! I mean, honestly, the women this year deserve everything. They deserve to get paid more than the men, in my eyes, because the men been trash. And this match on a card with heavy hitters. I'm talking about heavy hitters, Hall of Famers. These women stole the show, and not they didn't just snatch it and ran. After this show was over, after this match was over, the pay-per-view, you could have took a nap and you would have not missed the goddamn thing.
Just a quick, this is a teaser that Mike, you posted on the New York Wrestle Media Facebook group page, right? This is what I believe. This is what they're saying is going to be leading the PWI 500
for the men. I believe they said.
No, is it men? Because they throw women in there sometimes.
Okay,
such. Yeah, sometimes
retract that statement then. But yeah, no women in the top 10.
But women get their separate one anyway. So we're looking at the projected top 10. Cody Rhodes at 1, Moxley at 2, Gunther 3, Hangman 4, Gatto 5, Jey Uso 6, Strickland 7, Rollins 8, Mystico 9, and Ospreay 10.
Jay would be out of that 10 for me.
this is the argument where I could easily say, and usually I won't say, but this is the argument I would easily say. EO got at least 5 of these motherfuckers beat. At least 5 of them beat.
Moxley, Goto, Uso, Mystico, and maybe even Ospreay.
Ospreay's been hurt the majority of the time, so he could get bumped down. But yeah,
or maybe Gunther. Maybe I'll take Gunther out for this. But I mean, yeah, EO's the best female wrestler, or just overall wrestler of the year.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Yeah,
Obafemi need to be on this list.
They will probably throw him a bone and probably give him like in the top 25, maybe top 20, maybe top 20.
Dom Mysterio need to be on that list too.
Yeah.
Oh, please, and just personality alone. But just to go back to this match, these women did everything possible, and mind you, after the tag match that they just saw, Mike, didn't I say the only thing I was worried about was the fact that I was hoping that this match wasn't going to go after a shitty match because I did not want it to be one of those bathroom break matches. And sure enough, I hope people fucking peed on themselves because they didn't get to go to the bathroom, because this was exactly what was needed for that night. Across the board, ESPN did their own rating for their own show, and they gave it a C, and this was the only match that they gave kudos to.
Right. They basically just said the whole show sucked, but this was the best thing on the show.
Astonishing, ladies and gentlemen. Astonishing.
And I would have to watch this again to see if this would be like match of the year candidate, because I still like the EO Rhea match, but this it's so funny just to put Stephanie and EO in the ring and just say have fun, and then give you this.
The handshake at the end did it for me.
Yeah.
I was shocked that Stephanie did win, because I think like the booking of her has been a little poor in my eyes, where it's like she's not been on TV, but she was dealing with the flu or whatever. She said she wasn't injured, but I mean,
yeah, I saw that.
If they're gonna push her, this is the right time to push her now.
Hell yeah! I mean, they should take notes with the men doing what they're doing with the young guard, like Jay said. If I could, real quick on that men's list, from a WWE truther and not the biggest AEW fan, even though I do watch AEW because I just feel like I have to be in the know. With all due respect, the best wrestler of the year, if you had to do just pound for pound male, like I'm just talking about the men. This, for me to say this, means a lot. This is how you know this dude earned it. It number one has to be Adam Hangman Page.
Above Moxley, definitely above Moxley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Above Moxley.
Moxley.
I mean, his last run as champ, the one prior to, was a shit fest.
Oh my god!
This time around, I give it to him because he used to be just so boring to me. I don't know. There was just something about him that just screamed.
Well, I'll tell you this. Gunther having to put over the people he's had to put over, to me alone, is incredible. So yes, I am with that. But with all, I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan, huge. But I can't take a Cody Rhodes match seriously until he fights Big Baldy. I really can't.
Big Baldy.
Oh, I call the Rock Baldy.
Oh,
and it's never gonna happen.
He's kind of
Arabia, buddy.
He's starting to look like the Sam the Eagle from the Muppet Show. He's starting to get that look going on.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just want to give Adam Hangman Page his props.
And to be honest, Swerve before the injury had a fucking great run the past year. Like you mentioned, Jay, the past year, he had that. Yeah, the Seth, great as well. I mean,
Seth is top 10. I as Seth's biggest defender on planet Earth, because I fight people every day for Seth Rollins. Top 10, but again, I think what hurt him personally was the grouping. I think he would have been fine just alone, personally.
Yeah, I think they did the right thing here, by putting this match where it was, because I was, like I said, I was fearful that people were going to walk away, but I think there was a lot of people who were eager to see this match, and I believe that the women here should get the kudos that they deserve, and even more from down the line. They better be on everybody's fucking match of the year coming.
I feel like EO got like 3 of them, bro.
Yeah, definitely for the tabbies. We're definitely they're gonna be on there.
It was definitely interesting that Saturday because Statlander and Stephanie McKenna definitely got the new. Let's try something new here.
Shout out Statlander, by the way. I know it's transitional, but still shout her out.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna happen, but I was like, oh, good for her, man.
But the fact that you, me, and others were like, "Oh, I didn't see that coming," I like that. You know,
Right. I mean, shout out to Tony Storm too. I mean, like Io Sky's been the MVP for the women in WWE. So is Tony for AEW.
without a doubt, I couldn't agree more. To me, they've been carrying the sport.
Yeah. Speaking of women, is this the part where Stephanie got her nepotism Hall of Fame induction?
Please, under fucking Vince's
Is
watch.
it me? Is it me or maybe I'm a piece of shit? But I don't know, Triple H. I mean, Undertaker looked like he was smitten. Like he was smitten. Huh? Am I bugging?
Man,
He was trying to get a look at them, the big knockers. He kept leaning over, and I'm like, all right, can you get any closer? I don't know.
Do you mean Undertaker?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My fault. I said Triple H. Yeah, I was like, it was a little weird. I don't know, very cringy.
It was very interesting to see the ones Undertaker who abducted this woman for a funeral, or no, not a funeral, a wedding, and they're still friends all these years later.
yeah. We're gonna let bygones be bygones. We're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in the Hall of Fame.
And then they announced it now, like now.
What are you waiting for? What's the rush?
Guys, they did us a favor. They just made sure that we will not be spending 45 minutes of our time come next April listening to Stephanie McMahon blabber.
I mean, Beth Phoenix is still talking at the Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, great. And I'm going to assume Triple H does the induction.
Oh my God.
Where's Linda when you need her?
This is what we do.
Fuck that. Let Shane go up there drunk as fuck. You know who really deserves this Hall of Fame?
Me.
Who
Me.
jumped off the biggest fucking parts of this building?
So wait,
Me.
Get the line, though. The line sold.
The serious question is
sacrifice more for this company. Get off me. I know what the fuck I'm saying. Shut up, Trips.
There's an ACL in the middle of the speech. It'd be awesome.
A serious question though: is she the first McMahon to go to the WWE Hall of Fame? Because I don't think Vince Senior is in.
The father's not in.
I don't think so.
The really not Vince's father.
No, I think Stephanie will be the first McMahon in the WWE Hall of Fame.
They'll probably induct Charlie Kirk.
Double check that.
I'll look that up while you guys begin to talk about this mess.
You heard though, Greg? They'll probably induct Charlie Kirk while they're at it. Why not? Right?
Oh God, for the celebrity wing.
Didn't they have a moment of silence for him? Jesus Christ, I love this place. It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. The entrance for Rollins and Becky alone just shows how ridiculous they're willing to go for their characters.
This was a 2-pack of ass. I'm sorry.
This was
ass. And two of my favorite wrestlers, actually 3 of my favorite wrestlers are in this match. It's so fucking awful.
You definitely saw AJ still has some ring rust where a lot of the stuff was definitely.
Oh my gosh,
it was terrible. It was choreographed, but a lot of the stuff was very slow. AJ's elbows are they work.
Mike, you can't tell the world that you're some mean Puerto Rican girl from Jersey and you punch like that.
No, I'm saying.
Like, no, I know. I'm just like
she needs to work on that.
Or go back to making fucking children books because it's
also like people point on Twitter like that she didn't come from this era, but it's also like you've been trained. You signed your contract. You agreed to this match. Could you not just throw like a little fucking haymaker at this woman? Like, do something.
This was her fighting. This was her punches right here.
I mean, I think the slap she gave Rollins the other week was harder than all these strikes she was giving Becky. It was ridiculous.
Another match where I felt like Seth
and then Punk 96. Okay.
Oh, he was in 96. Seth and Punk, in my opinion, just were like cashing in the check, calling it a night. You know,
I mean,
a lot of running. That match, to me, respectfully, that match spent way too much time outside the ring.
I mean, this match was about 30 minutes.
That ring, that table break, everything. Oh God, it was just a mess. Honestly, I've seen better at House of Glory. Honestly,
I thought that match went way. It was
way too long. It's almost a half hour.
Yeah,
way too long, and the buildup was way too fast.
Yeah,
you could have had a better buildup for at least get AJ some more time to get prepared for the ring. Get her going out there, making something pop. Save it for SummerSlam. I mean, for Survivor Series, maybe. Or hell, maybe Crown Jewel. Who knows? Because I wouldn't have given a shit if it's out there. Don't care. But, it was just it's just
It was for pops and retweets and likes.
What a
now AJ's getting a title match, right? I mean, in theory, she won. She should be in line for Becky's IC title.
Theory is a very strong word with this company, my friend.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're Nikki Bella, you get title shots for no fucking reason. I mean, if you actually beat the champion, you should get a title shot, right?
Shout out Nikki Bella, man. That's all I got to say about her. Nothing good.
One thing we know about WWE, and they love to hold true. If we could bring back nostalgia, we surely can. I tell you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And lastly, for this card, we had the main event. We had Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, and
pissed me off, man.
Listen,
this is where you had to do shock and awe. If you're gonna go on ESPN and you need to like make headlines, this was the match.
This was the match to do it. And I said it. I said this is the way that you should have done. You should have had Drew win here. Apparently, Cody believed the same thing. He thought that maybe you should drop the belt here. But
he said do like a bullshit DQ where like Randy comes out and RKOs, which I predicted. I was like,
whatever works. Exactly. Whatever works.
Because eventually Drew has to get this belt.
At this point, I think shit. I wouldn't be surprised if they'll do it on a SmackDown.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, brother.
Yep. And
thankfully, I'm getting so close to getting my prediction right. Drew and Sammy for Mania. Because if Drew gets the belt and then Sammy wins the Rumble, there's your Mania match right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And mind you, Drew McIntyre, to me, is like the perfect wrestler in my eyes. He really is. Like, I see no flaws.
He is the chosen one.
He is.
Thankfully, he didn't hurt himself during that match because that leg spot.
Shout out to the ref for okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's all I got to say about that one. And mind you, I hate when Cody has a match that I don't like because I always feel like it's written on his face. Cody carries the boo-boo face really, really easily.
Oh,
you can see Cody's boo, and Cody had the boo-boo face.
Yeah,
Cody knew that he did. You could tell Cody didn't like that at all.
Cody's not a good poker player.
No, he is not. You can see the boo-boo face ran all over Cody Rhodes. Because if it's going exactly how Cody wants it, Cody will knock it out of the park. But when Cody got the boo-boo face on, you just knew that whole match was changed or not changed or whatever, and it was not what they wanted. You could tell.
When that fucker is not smiling ear to ear, doing all those woes, you know it's not going to be a good night.
Amen, Mike. Thank you. You fucking get it. So many people are so dumb with this shit.
I could only imagine that he was pushing for what it was that he wanted, like until he got to the motherfucking gorilla.
Yes, that's what I think happened.
No, you're going over tonight. And he's like, "Fuck, damn it."
Trust me, Cody. We have a plan. Yeah, the plan is for you to do a random champion versus champion match against Seth Rollins for no fucking reason.
And
he's gonna lose that. Watch.
And that's exactly what it was. Because in either way, you wouldn't have a fucking bad match if it was Drew versus fucking Seth.
That's what Drew and Seth to me makes more sense now than Cody and Seth, because Cody and Seth is meant for like something way bigger later. You're doing it now in person.
No, watch. Drew's gonna be on the fucking Seth Rollins War Games team.
Yes, because he's gonna hit Cody with a fucking his finisher, and Seth's gonna win at Perth, and Seth's gonna parade the big ring that they get and the big belt. Yeah. And like you said, Drew McIntyre is gonna be probably part of the fucking eye vision test. I don't know what the fuck.
You know what? They're probably gonna do the title change on SmackDown, or you know what's gonna be the worst thing? They do it on fucking Saturday night's main event.
Well, we just saw one this past weekend.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
This guy says Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah.
Wrestlepalooza. Fucking
that's gonna wrap up.
I was telling Jay this that the WWE wants to make this one of their big four going forward.
I said, "Fuck off! Are you serious? Please."
After ESPN said "fuck you," they're not going to do that going forward.
I'd rather travel to Chicago to watch people get put through regular tables at House of Glory.
Yeah, please. Anybody going to Long Island? Everybody going to Suffolk? Watch Andrade pop up.
Andrade, I saw that. Oh my god. Is he going to leave them hanging too? Like, holy shit.
So yeah, Mike, you're free tomorrow?
Absolutely.
All right, tomorrow we'll do all out. We'll fucking close it out here. we'll just close it out on this side here for the Wrestlepalooza. And Keith, what you got to promote? Anything out there to share?
Nothing. The Mets suck. Genuinely.
I guess that's promotion at its finest. Mike, what we got upcoming? What's going on besides what we're going to be doing for tomorrow?
Aside from tomorrow, History and Headlocks will be coming back. Ariana will be making her return. And Keith, I've been trying to hit you up for an episode, but left on red. So
what?
Yeah.
Forgot to tell you about that. Yeah.
Where?
Instagram, but maybe after we're done here, we'll have a little talk.
Oh yeah, no, you can't hit him up on Gram. Yeah, you can't hit him up on the Gram.
There you go. I'm like Instagram, like trash. Like I'm bottom. If you have my Twitter, DM me. I'm like Twitter guy. I'm like
he's Twitter guy.
DM me on Twitter. DM me on Twitter. Straight up.
So be on the lookout for maybe a History of Headlocks with Keith Jordan.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Other than that, guys, got much to come down as well. Got a new episode of Press Save with Santi coming up. This one is going to be the modded version of Tecmo Super Bowl from the Genesis era. This was modded with the updated rosters. How do I do on it? And do I remember the buttons? Does it look good? How does it play? We'll go check that out. Check us out on the next episode of Press Save with Santi, and much more coming down the line. New episodes and a new show popping up, in which we'll be debuting soon enough. And as always, guys, check you guys in a sec. In a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.